son-in-law Rod and my three grandsons, three of my four grandsons. So I'm not certain if any of you know what happened on October 5th up here, but our family lives in Longmont, Margie and I do, the kids and grandkids live in north and south of us. But we got up in the morning of October 5th, Margie and I were still working, and Margie said, you know, there's going to be a big storm, a lot of wind, and let's go up and look at the leaves one last time. So we left work early, drove up about 4 o'clock, 4:30, and we came up through Ward and got up to Peak Highway. And virtually as soon as we got to the highway, Margie said, I'm not feeling very good. And it's very unlike her because she's the one that kind of gets all of us going. I mean, it's her idea. She's the idea person. And going on just this little jaunt was, you know, a good thing, but I wouldn't have thought of it. I'm just not very imaginative. At any rate, we got up there, and she just said, I'm kind of feeling bad, let's go down. And I said, okay, but it's kind of a long ways to go this way, so let's go through town, through Netherland. Got to Netherland, and she said, just drive right on down. And I said, well, you know, I'm going to stop and get you something to eat at the grocery store in the little mall. Ran in there, came out, and she said, man, I'm feeling worse. She said, there's a police station over there. Let's go over and see if they can find a doctor or something. So we went over there. And I get a little emotional, so you have to. Anyway, I got over to the police station, and there's a big guy there in a red t-shirt, and I thought he worked for a rental company. He was hauling some furniture out of the police station, and I asked if there were any officers there, and he was real polite, and he said, I can help you. And he walked up to the car, and we opened the passenger door, and he asked Margie a number of questions, how she was feeling, et cetera, et cetera. And she answered, and he said, you know, I think I'm going to get the emergency people to come. He said, you don't need to, take the ambulance down the hill or anything. So anyway, my recollection, and Margie has no recollection of any of it, is that I went back in the office with him. I think the police report said he came out more than once, but he came out, and I came out, and she was dead in the front seat of the car. And after that, we were there at the car just as the ambulance arrived. These big guys got out, they got her in the back of the ambulance. They saved her life. And I drove down the hill, virtually certain that she was gone. And really got my first understanding of what had actually happened when I got there, when the helicopter came down, Fight for Life, and one of the Fight for Life team came over, and that was the first of a whole number of people that told us how extraordinary work your emergency people did. That this just doesn't happen. That she had actually died 6 or 7 times, and they brought her back to life. So we're here to thank you, that's all. I think my daughter has a couple of things she'd like to say, but it's a gift that there's no way to thank you for, but it had to happen anywhere. I would have rather had it be here than the biggest hospital, Johns Hopkins or Denver, whatever, because these people knew what they were doing. And I think it's also kind of a hint of what the community's like. Small towns, people help each other, and they help strangers, thank God.